What up, YouTube? Today we're gonna be reacting to some stuff that's going down here in Texas, out of Austin right now. They got an active serial killer. So far, as far as my knowledge goes, it's five bodies then washed up outside of Lady Bird Lake. I don't know too much about it. It's the first time I'm hearing something about it. Um, I think Law and Crime did a story on it. I haven't watched it, but today we're just gonna be reacting to the news that went out. So let's go ahead and check it out.
Pulled from Ladybird Lake in just 6 months. Jason John, Clifton Axtell, Jonathan Honey, John Christopher Hayes Clark, and now an unidentified man.
If there was any immediate public safety concerns, we would release that information, right?
Sergeant Lee Nouse with APD says the incidents cannot be tied together.
All these death investigations occur independently.
Around 10:30 Tuesday morning, Austin officials responded to a check welfare urgent call off West Cesar Chavez.
We're west of Lamar and we're east of Austin High School, just for kind of reference.
When officials arrived, they found a body in the water. The victim is a male. Police say they don't have any information on a name, race, age, or if the person was homeless.
Too early for me to say anything about the manner of death, homicide.
So they basically can't tell you nothing, but it was a male that washed up. That's it. Not what he looked like, his color, nothing. They can't even tell you how he died. They just said no manner of death can be, released at this time. They don't know nothing. What about the other ones?
Suspiciousness, anything like that.
APD is encouraging people to stay safe while out on the water.
Water can be inherently dangerous, so we always want to be cognizant when we are along our waterways of that fact. So if we're going to be on a boat, we want to keep a personal flotation device on or readily accessible.
You can call me crazy. I know that what happened to me is going to make me passionate and really double down on what I'm saying. And there's something evil going on in this city.
In the heart of Austin, Texas, lies a tranquil oasis in the form of a picturesque lake that has long been cherished by locals and visitors alike. But beneath the surface of its serene waters lies a mystery that has haunted the community for over a decade. Rather than being celebrated as a family-friendly water spot, the lake has come to be feared for much more sinister reasons. Since the early 2000s, more than 18 victims have been pulled from Ladybird Lake after going missing in suspicious circumstances, and many of its other victims have yet to be identified. The strange deaths began in 2008 when the first life was tragically claimed by the depths of Ladybird Lake in Austin, Texas.
So starting in 2008 and it's 2023, the last day of 2023. That's crazy.
When the body of a respected member in the community was spotted floating near the shore. When the lifeless man was pulled from the water, officers found that his hands and feet were bound. There was also talk among locals that the man's head was wrapped in duct tape.
Okay, that's obviously a murder. He didn't tie himself up like that and jump in the water.
Yet, even with these details, the victim's death was still ruled as self-induced.
How do you tie yourself up, bound your hands, your feet, your head, everything, but you did it to yourself? That's lazy police work. Lazy.
Residents of the area were left grappling with a mix of grief, confusion, and an unshakable sense of unease. The authorities reassured the locals that there was nothing to worry about and that this was simply a tragic accident. But when more men started to die in different but no less inexplicable circumstances, officials regurgitated the same explanation to keep the community's mind at ease. Little did they know, this was just the beginning of a sinister pattern that would grip Austin residents for years to come. As a matter of fact, it's gripping Austin tighter than ever before, right now.
They ain't never saw the show Dexter? If y'all haven't saw Dexter, go check Dexter out. Dexter good. He was crazy, but it was good.
While the whispers of a lurking serial killer have finally come out of the shadows and into the light, the locals who are living on what might be a monster's hunting ground are left with little they can do except continue to beg authorities to investigate the cases further. But it seems like their calls for action are repeatedly dismissed as mere coincidence. The police insist that there's no concrete evidence linking the deaths together beyond their shared location, and they argue that what appears to be a web of darkness is in reality.
So you're just gonna say what? It's a dumping ground? Like, come on. Everybody ain't just like, okay, let's just go dump over there. Nah, somebody coming to dump over there, and y'all ain't caught him yet, so he comfortable.
Reality, just a series of horrible but unrelated incidents, a collection of isolated tragedies that defy explanation. But in recent months, the number of fatalities on the lake has risen at an alarming rate, and it's become increasingly difficult to deny the similarities. The same community which was told there was nothing to fear is now wondering, is there more to these deaths than the authorities are letting on? Is there a serial killer on the loose in Austin, Texas? And could the presence of a chilling signature link the victims to a spate of killings which began in 1997? With the evidence pointing to at least the possibility of a connection between the victims, why do the local authorities refuse to acknowledge that the deaths might be related? We're going to talk about what we know and what I've found.
Publicity. They don't need that. Because if it comes to the fact that y'all just let this serial killer run around y'all town for how long? People getting fired. Most definitely. They ain't trying to have that.
I'm Mr. Black, and this is The Disturbing Truth. Lady Bird Lake is located in the heart of Austin, Texas, the state's capital city. It's a man-made body of water which was formed when a dam was built, and its original purpose was to serve as a reservoir to cool down the local power plant, which is no longer in operation. Lady Bird Lake stretches along the Colorado River with its northern boundary near downtown Austin, and it's easily accessible to residents and visitors alike. Lady Bird Lake was once called Town Lake until the city council renamed it in 2007 in honor of our former First Lady, Claudia Johnson, who was known by her nickname, Lady Bird. Claudia was devoted to beautifying the city of Austin, and she put a lot of time into improving the area around Town Lake, which was in desperate need of attention. While the lake holds a commanding position in the center of the city, before Claudia got involved, its shoreline was described as an eyesore. Years of untamed weeds, overgrown bushes, and rubbish littered the region until Miss Johnson pushed for city funding to transform the area surrounding the lake.
In the last 2 months, 4 bodies were found in Lady Bird Lake near Rainey Street. 30-year-old Jason John's body was found on February 13th. The body of 40-year-old Clifton Axtell was found on March 5th. 33-year-old Jonathan Honey found on April 1st. And most recently, 30-year-old John Christopher Hayes Clark found on April 15th.
Our initial information doesn't show anything suspicious.
But despite police repeatedly saying no foul play is suspected, rumors continue to swirl of a potential serial killer in Austin. One media report even calling it the Rainey Street Ripper. A Facebook page called Lady Bird Lake Serial Killer currently has over 71,000 followers. Posts are made on almost a daily basis with theories and claims that support the idea of a serial killer. The posters coming to their own conclusions based on the number of bodies found in the lake. One user writing, quote, "Just admit there is a whole serial killer here already." Another writing, quote, "I've always thought it was a copycat of the smiley face killer." And, quote, "APD still saying there's no evidence of a serial killer?"
Nothing has come to light that would indicate that there is a serial killer in Austin.
But I'm gonna tell you this much: it probably is a serial killer in Austin. This year alone, 6-7 bodies. Up into December, 7 bodies popping up out the lake. That ain't no coincidence. And these police is trying to swerve that, but I'm gonna tell you right now, eventually they're gonna come out and say, "Oh, we didn't know." Everybody know, even as citizens know. But you're talking about, "Oh, don't worry, don't panic," while people just continuously disappearing and people just popping up in the lake. But you ain't know nothing. You ain't hear nothing. You ain't seen nothing. But all right, y'all, that's the reaction to what's going on in Austin right now. It sounds like it's a possible serial killer. Probably, most likely, there is a serial killer out there. But I keep y'all updated on this as this develops. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you in the next one.